Good morning and welcome back to Fresh. I'm Julie Dilorenzo and we're here today in Middlebury, Indiana. We're at Atomic Fitness and we're going to talk about thinking about some questions to ask yourself when choosing a gym and staying in shape. But first, of course, we want to talk to you about the Elkhart County Living Magazine. We always want to thank them for sponsoring this segment. We try to cover each bi-monthly issue with some of the shows that we do. And, of course, they did an article in this magazine about picking your fitness utopia. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Of course, if you want to get the magazine, it's available at local grocery stores. It's a great magazine, bi-monthly. Right now, we're in the June and July issue. We look forward to the August-September issue that will be coming out soon. If you haven't had a chance to look at the magazine, pick one up, or you can even go online at www.maplecitymedia.com, and you can click there to take a look at the magazine, or just go and pick one up at one of the local grocery stores. Folks, it's only $12 a year for 6 issues. It's a great buy, has a lot of great ideas on things you can do with your family, and of course some things that will be coming up in the bi-monthly calendar that they feature in here. So pick one up if you haven't already. Thank you. All right, we are here with Dominic Mattei, and he is the owner here at Atomic Fitness, and we're going to talk about the gyms in general first, and then we're going to focus a little bit on your gym here. Some things that people need to ask themselves when it comes to choosing a gym. What are some thoughts you have?
Well, certainly you need to find a place that is convenient for you and also has the things that you're interested in. If you're obviously interested in tennis or swimming, that'd be something to consider. And also, if you're going to have somebody you're going to need assistance with if you're going to do weight training and you're going to need a personal trainer or a program for that. Right. And also the access to that gym and what your work hours are and whether that coordinates good for you. Those are the primary things I would say, and cost, of course. Well,
and of course, the generation's getting older. I know that a lot of clubs feature things that just particularly focus on the older generation, keeping them mobile and moving, range of motion, and so forth. So that's something also to think about, what age you are. Maybe I know I've been in the industry for over 20 years, and some clubs focus a lot on group fitness classes too.
Exactly, and you should look at those type of offerings, maybe to supplement other parts of your workout or to be your entire workout, whatever you're really into, I would say.
Right. And I know a lot of small personal gyms, which is what I think of when I come in here. It's very personable, small staff, so you would know everybody. You don't have to worry about not knowing who's at the desk today. What are some things that you thought about when planning your gym here in Middlebury?
Oh, great. Well, everything in our gym is member-driven. I've been going to a gym for 20 years and wanted to do this for 20 years. And so the things that we've put into place here are really all about the members. We have 24-hour access, so no matter what your work schedule is or schedule with your children or spouse and stuff, you can come into this gym whenever you like. The other thing is all the cardio equipment, ellipticals, treadmills, and bikes. We put a television on each one with cable. So when you have to do that part of it, you're not staring at the...
Get through it a little bit easier.
Yeah. I'm 2 minutes and 3 seconds now. So that, and also the training. I do free personal training with all the memberships, and I think that's part of that should be part of the program. Not everybody spends years developing, really sound workout programs, and then not only that, be able to assess for themselves. So,
right. I know you said you had a really great idea about putting someone's personal training program together. Explain that a little bit.
Right. Well, what I did initially was I wrote 8 different levels of strength training programs to pretty much encompass everybody's starting points, different goals, and things of that nature. And so then the first thing we do is, and how many days a week they want to come in, all these type of questions we ask up front. And then we pick the one that fits them the best. Each routine or each program has 4 separate routines, and they each go 3 weeks. So every person that joins a gym, I'll at least meet with them 4 times and teach them those routines so that they have 4 different programs to cycle through every 3 weeks. So they're always changing their workout, because that is very important. A lot of times in gyms I've been over the years just seeing, I'm sure you have also, that you'll see the same people do the same machines or equipment every time they come in, and you're just not going to get much of a result that way. But it's understandably so, because some of it's intimidating or they don't know what it is. Right. And I like to take all that out of play and just make sure they feel comfortable with it, and then they leave here, and by the time they're done, they know all the things on their program. So.
Well, I think so many gyms are sold what they call the circuit training,
Right.
program, and so I think a lot of people get stuck on following that same circuit over and
Right.
over and over, year after year after year, where when you have just, particular pieces that here's your leg group, here's your back group, your chest group, it kind of motivates them to, get off of a machine and try something different.
Absolutely, and there's nothing wrong with circuit training. I think that's something to maybe use once in a while as a tool to get ahead. But what we do is we start with how many days a week you want to come in, and then break your body out into that many days. If you want to come in 3 days a week, we break your body into 3 days, and then there's a workout like chest, shoulders, and triceps. All the pushing muscles are on a day. The legs are on a day. Back and biceps, the pulling muscles are on a day. That way it becomes very efficient. So if you can only be in here 45 minutes, every exercise you're doing is hitting one of those two muscle groups or both at the same time, and we get a lot more out of our time that way.
Right. Well, I know you probably would agree with me, Dominic, that I think strength training is kind of like the fountain of youth. I think people should not be afraid of it, get more involved in it. It keeps your joints lubricated. Your range of motion is really great. And folks, think about some of the things you need to ask yourself when picking a gym, especially if you go to the Elkhart County Living Magazine. There are several gyms mentioned in there. You've got Atomic here in Middlebury. You've got the Goshen, Maple City Racket and Fitness, East Lake, and of course North Point and Elkhart. So a lot of things to think about as far as what do you want: group fitness, swimming, tennis, just weights, personal training, babysitting, whatever you want. That's kind of what we're trying to get people to think about today, and take care of yourselves.
Yeah, and I would say that, well, my oldest client is 82 years old, so we're going to be in our bodies forever. So like me, I want to play golf when I'm 80 years old. So you don't necessarily have to lift weights to become a power lifter.
Right.
Every exercise in here is good for every single goal. It's just what kind of weight do you use, how many reps do you use, and keeping your motion going, just as you said, keeping our joints moving so that we can continue to. We're in a neat time now where people, as we get older, we're going to be able to do a lot more things than generations in past. So.
Right. And I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned, folks. We've given you some great ideas here about fitness and your future. We'll be back in a moment after this short break.